There's three ways to get inspiration for your writing. And this is going to be that inspiration video that teaches you kind of how and where that spark comes from. As a famous writer myself, no, not really. I did write 7 books. You don't know my last name, so good luck finding them. 2 of them are pretty good. And I did have a hard time with inspiration. And I'll tell you something really weird. My biggest inspiration came from having a deadline. Seriously. But these are going to be the 3 things that you can use to inspire yourself. The first one I've done a whole long video of. Go watch the video. It's called philosophy. It's called great ideas. It means, do you have great ideas? Are you a thinker? Because without that, you can't be a literary writer. You can be a genre writer and you can maybe get some kind of creativity like a kid's book would. I'm just saying, like, you have to have that kind of creativity and just come up with Harry Potter bullshit. But if you want to write literature, you got to have access to great ideas, and you can't really display that access if you don't understand it. So you're going to have to understand great ideas, which is philosophy. Number 2 is change your own scenery. That's probably cliche, but it is something you can do, and it's definitely something that works. What I mean by that is you have a daily routine. You go about doing things almost exactly the same. First of all, it speeds up your life. Check it out. It's true. It's physics. But second, that's actually something you can write a book about right there. See, that's a great idea. Changing scenery, like changing your routine, going to a different city, going to a different culture, talking to new people. If you're talking to the same people every day, you're going to get the same answers and you're going to become stagnant. And I know it's a stereotypical idea that writers have to challenge themselves in terms of that kind of inspiration. Go to the mountains, go to the ocean, go to outer space, wherever you got to go. Change your scenery, break your routine, and come up with stuff. Third one, which is the most important, is read real writers. What I mean by that is, yes, as a writer, you do have to read. And as a writer, you have to read real writers. And in MFA programs, they understand that you do have to combine those things. But this is what I'm getting at. And I'm getting at this idea that for multiple reasons, when you read real stuff, you become inspired to write. It's universal, happens every time. It's a no-brainer as a writer. And I don't mean just read. I mean read people that you know are going to inspire you for the project you're trying to accomplish. So what I mean by that is if you're trying to come up with a great idea, you're trying to come up with great characters, you may even be trying to come up with an exotic setting, read books that challenge this kind of stuff. Let me give you an example. So I wanted to write kind of a mystery, but a literary mystery, something that was my best book. Go look it up. You don't know my last name. Good luck. But I wanted to get inspiration for that book. So I read John Fowles' The Magus. Where did I stumble on that? I think one of my friends told me to read it. But it's a weird book by a very literary guy. He wrote The French Lieutenant's Woman, which was made into a movie like Meryl Streep or somebody, I don't know who's in it. But he's really good at character. He's really good at scene. He's really good at description, not as much theme. He's not a thematic writer as much, but I think he's more of a minimalist, a little more of a Hemingway writer. I didn't read The French Lieutenant's Woman because I don't give a shit, but I did read The Magus and it was missing literary technique. But what it missed, it had in setting and mystery and foreshadowing and feeling and mood. And those are the things I needed for my book because I knew I wanted to write a mystery because I thought, well, when did I want to read? I guess that's another thing that can inspire you, but it's kind of built into this idea of reading great writers or reading great literature that's also in what you're interested in. And so The Magus is about a guy, he's a writing teacher, he's an English guy, who's a little bit of a ladies' man. I guess that was John Fowles' thing. And he had to take a job and he went to a Greek island. And on that island, there was a millionaire, some rich dude that lived up on top of a mountain. And he would come down and kind of play jokes on the townspeople and even on the people that taught at this boys' school, like a boys' private elite school in this little town on this island. And so he would venture out because he was different than the other teachers. And he would journey into this environment where this guy controlled what ended up being a game. And it was a mystery what was real and what wasn't real and why he was doing it and why he wasn't. But for me, reading The Magus gave me ideas, put me in that place, put me in the mood, and inspired me to finish the book that I did that was probably my better book. And I don't think it copies it, but it definitely is very similar in the sense that it creates a mystery, makes almost unbelievable magical realism stuff happen, but then comes back from it, which means explain how it happened in the real world. It doesn't turn out to really be supernatural in any way, but it gives you that element of mystery. That's what I was looking for. That's what I needed. That's what I found. I hope that helps you get inspired.